Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I want to talk to you about why I still think the Action 5 Pro is king in late 2025 and honestly 2026 as well. As always, I'm gonna have chapters down below so you can skip through some of these topics in case you don't want to listen to them. But guys, I'm gonna challenge you guys to stick through this video because at the end, I'm gonna show you a commercial I recently shot on the Action 5 Pro. And I wanna talk about why we decided to shoot it on the Action 5 Pro versus my cinema rig. So the first thing I wanna talk to you guys about is the new camera releases. I feel like 2025 has been a crazy year in terms of like cameras coming out and DJI attempting to get into the 360 world, which as a DJI fanboy, I feel like unfortunately, they didn't do a good job. I felt like DJI 360 was kind of like a rushed project or an unfinished project. At least that's what it felt like to me. And I don't remember the specs or anything like that. I did make a video on DJI 360 and why I didn't get it. I posted it a few months ago, so you can go on my channel and look that up. But one of the things I do remember is that the lens wasn't replaceable. And that was kind of a big deal breaker for me, so I didn't go with that. And I kind of just put that off to the side. Now, on the other hand, Insta360, which we all know, and I think a lot of you guys can agree, is the king of the 360 world. They got that thing down to a T. I hear their app is amazing. I have never really played around with any of the Insta360 products, only at NAB last year. I was able to mess around with some of them in person. They look really cool and everything like that. But as a DJI fanboy, I'm already too invested in DJI gear, so I'm just gonna be patient and wait for a Mark II of the DJI 360 camera. Hopefully they learn their lesson and they can bring something out that matches the X5 a little bit closer. I don't know if Insta360 already has a 10-bit update on their stuff or whatever, but from what I remember, my good friend Chris Meets Chris, who has a lot of great videos on Insta360 stuff, I believe said is only 8-bit. So for me, that's a big deal breaker. So that's the only thing that's been drawing me away from that. Those are my thoughts on Insta360, guys. But DJI, moving on to DJI, the DJI Nano camera looks really cool. I just don't like the fact that, you guys can correct me on this, but I believe that when you take it apart and you try to use the DJI mics, it disables the monitor or something like that. And that's kind of a bummer because DJI mic minis are one of my favorite accessories. I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose. It kind of cannibalizes the DJI Nano. So that was one of the reasons why I didn't get the DJI Nano. And honestly, I was waiting for the Action 6 Pro camera to come out, but we got the Action 6. I don't know if they're gonna come out with the Pro, and maybe that's what I'm gonna jump into. But in terms of the recent release with the Action 6 camera from DJI, I have to agree with Chris Meets Chris. He was talking about the two big features where the fixed aperture where you can go down to f2 and then the macro lens that you can screw onto the camera, and then you can get a little bit of that background blur and kind of takes away that like action camera look, especially if you bundle it up with some NDs, you can really get some great looking footage off of this camera. So those were the only things, honestly, that were drawing me to maybe picking up one of the Action 6 cameras, but the needle just didn't move enough for me to even think about making the purchase. From a lot of the footage that I've seen and videos that I've seen, the Action 5 Pro footage looks almost exactly the same. I would say it's like 99% the same, and they both shoot D-Log. Now, I know that with the Action 6, they've been really pushing this whole open gate thing, because everything has to be open gate. I personally don't use open gate for anything, so I haven't had the need to do that. But the Action 5 Pro was already shooting open gate. It does the 4:3, so you can crop it vertically or 16:9. But for some reason, they're making a big deal out of it on the Action 6 camera. You can do that on the 5 Pro, like I said, unless I'm saying something wrong. You guys can correct me in the comments, but I use it all the time. You can either leave it at 4:3 or do the crop, 9:16 or 16:9, and I have no problem with that. Plus, like I said, you get that 10-bit D-Log end that you can match up to your cinema cameras as well. So I'm not gonna be getting the Action 6. I might wait and see if they come up with a Pro version and see what that looks like, and maybe I'll get that. So if you're looking into buying an Action 5 Pro, then the next point is gonna be for you, because I'm gonna be talking about some of my favorite accessories that I use very often with my camera, and why I think that you should purchase them if you are getting an Action 5 Pro. Which, with the holidays coming up, there's a lot of great deals. I'm gonna have affiliate links in the description of all of my favorite accessories. There's gonna be some extra ones in there too that I love, but I'm not gonna go down a whole list of them. I'm just gonna keep some of my favorite ones. And first thing is first is, if you're going to purchase an Action 5 Pro, I'm gonna advise to get the Adventure Combo, only because you get this awesome thing here. I don't know if you can purchase this separately, but having the extra batteries is amazing, even though I will say that the Action 5 Pro has amazing battery life. And honestly, with just those 3 batteries, I can shoot an entire day without having the camera being like recharged or anything like that. And if you do run out of them, which is gonna be very hard, I recommend getting a V99 small rig battery that you can put in a little case. By the way, I do carry everything on this Peter McKinnon 5-liter bag. This is my travel bag for my Action camera. I put everything in here. So if you're looking for a bag, that's the bag that I use. It's like great quality and everything like that. I think I made a video with it on there for my Action 5 Pro kit that you can watch too. You can browse that through my channel. But you do get also a selfie stick, rod, or whatever you want to call this, in the Adventure Pack. And you get a cage. You also get a cage for it, which it's okay. It does the trick. I recommend the small rig one. All links will be in the description. Now, if you're doing professional work with your Action 5 camera or thinking about it, I'm gonna highly recommend that you pick up a set of these DJI official ND filters. To me, they have the best quality. You get a 32, a 16, and an 8, and that's all you really need to be able to get that natural motion blur and be able to match your footage to your cinema cameras, which I'm pretty sure you're probably shooting at the 180-degree rule to get the natural motion blur that we all like here. We got to do the hand wavy thing. I know that the Adventure Pack comes with this rod. It's like a 1-meter rod, but I'm gonna recommend that you get the mini extension rod because it has the tripod on it. And if you wanna do talk head videos like this comes in handy. And this is just the perfect length for like vlogging and filming. I use this for weddings. I use it all the time. It's a must have. So highly recommend that you get the mini extension rod. And lastly, my top #1 favorite is going to be the DJI mic minis. Those sync up to my camera without any hassle. You literally put them on, turn it on, and it syncs right to the Action 5 Pro. You get amazing audio, and the auto gain control on this thing makes it feel like you got 32-bit float because it just regulates your voice very well. It's got a good neutral tone to your voice so that you can EQ it later on. This is more for professionals, but you don't need to get the DJI Mic 3s like I do. The only reason I got the 3s was because I do professional work, and that 32-bit internal recording is very important to me as a backup. But for YouTube, I was using the regular DJI Mic Minis, so you can go ahead and pick one of those up. They got them in white and black, and they look pretty sick. Plus, they are amazing, and they're just very easy to use. Honestly, to me, the Action 5 Pro is my favorite YouTube camera, and just a camera to take all around. You can take pictures with it, and you can film anything, and it just fits in your pocket too. It's just so, like, what's the word? You can be like a ninja with it. Nobody can see you, and it doesn't draw a lot of attention. So, all right, guys, and lastly, I'm gonna be talking about the commercial I recently shot on the Action 5 Pro and why we ended up going with this camera versus my cinema rig. With the holidays coming up, my client wanted to make a video that was a point of view for their gift card that they sell every year. Basically, with this gift card, you can go to all of their brand restaurants and hotels and have a great experience, whether you're with your wife on a date or family or whatever. We wanted to create this video where somebody received it as a gift, and then they're like going through all these restaurants, having a good time, having drinks and whatnot, playing games. And so originally I was thinking about shooting it on my R6 Mark II with this 20mm lens, but it was still very bulky. Even though the camera's small, it was still very bulky to be able to shoot and maneuver around, and plus be able to have the screen and like monitor everything as I'm walking through these restaurants. in hotels trying to get the shots. And not to mention the other thing too that kind of was limiting was that I couldn't have both hands in the shot. So that automatically drew me to the Action 5. But I'm gonna be honest with you, at first I was a little nervous because I thought that maybe my client wasn't gonna like the quality of the Action 5 Pro, or that they were going to be able to notice the difference between my cinema rig and the Action 5 footage. And so what I did is, on a previous shoot that we did before the actual commercial that we filmed with this, was that I took this camera there, I took some test shots, I talked to the client about it, and I edited some of them. I shot them in D-Log, and honestly, I shot them in full auto because we were gonna be walking from inside to outside during this video, and I didn't wanna have to deal with switching and swapping NDs and adjusting white balance and stuff like that. So I wanted to keep the camera in auto, so I did some test shots, color graded them, sent them to the client, and had them look at it, and they absolutely loved it. They couldn't even tell the difference. Even though I was shooting in auto, there was no motion blur really on it. They couldn't tell the difference, and they really liked it. So we ended up going with the Action 5 Pro. Now, I did have to buy an accessory to get the shots, and it was this. I'll leave a link in the description. It is just a neck mount. It basically just has this button, and it comes off like this. And basically what I did is, let's see, this goes like this. And then the reason I got this one was because it has that easy detachable magnet mount. So this just kind of goes like that. And that's how I filmed this commercial. The funny thing is that while I was filming, I was actually having my client monitor and hit record on each shot and have them be able to look and have control over what the look was gonna look like because of the DJI app. I basically had downloaded it on my phone, and I streamed the live feed to my phone. I gave that to my client, and they were able to see everything happening in real time, which was awesome. There is very little latency with the app. I really love it. It works seamlessly. The client really loved the experience of it, and they were able to tell me exactly what they wanted in the shot and what they didn't. So that's how we were able to get all the shots. And like I said, it wasn't even just the fact that it was lighter. The experience for the client was awesome. They felt like they had a little bit more control in their video, and it made the whole experience a lot easier. It was lighter to carry, and we ended up only using one battery for the whole day. We hit up all these brands. We did multiple shots. I will be playing the commercial here in a little bit, but I guess let me talk about the settings. Very simple. I kept everything in auto. We did 24 frames per second. I had the ISO ranging from 100 to 6400. I didn't give it the full range. We shot everything in D-Log M and then auto white balance because we were going in and out different situations from daylight to tungsten lighting, and so I wanted that to shift smoothly. So I just left that in auto, and then I used my own Action 5 LUT on my footage and toned it down, did a little bit of tweaking, nothing crazy. I didn't use Pro Mist or anything like that. It was just my LUT and the DJI official Rec 709 conversion LUT. Everything was edited on DaVinci. I have plenty of tutorials on how I do that and how I color grade with the LUTs and all that stuff in my channel. You can go look down and find those videos. But the video turned out awesome, and here you go. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. If you guys are looking to purchase a DJI 5 Pro camera, make sure you hit the link below. That'll give me a couple of dollars and help the channel out here. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Give a gift they'll actually use. A Geronimo Hospitality Group gift card works anywhere the day takes you. Start the morning at Bessie's Diner or Blue Collar Coffee, then cheers to good times at Lucy's Number 7. Try out duck pin bowling at Henry Doorbaker's, or sip margaritas at Truft. Dig into steak that speaks for itself at Maryland Houston's, and pasta at Velvet Buffalo. Stay the night in Beloit and do it all again. Spend $50, get 10 free at giftgeronimo.com.